we're gonna do in here is quotient of powers. Quotient means division. Also, I'm sure you remember that every time you do see a fraction bar, you're talking about division, right? So what you really are looking at in this problem is 9 to the 7th power. So 9 written how many times? 7 times, right? Multiplied by itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 9s in the numerator, right? Numerator, remember that's the top number, right? Divided by 9 raised to the 4th power. So how many 9s? 4. Multiply themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I would like for you, remember that when we had ones before 2 over 2, what really did we see? We saw 2 divided by 2, right? What is 2 divided by 2? Well, that equals really 1, right? And if I had 1 times 1, what is 1 times 1 equal to? Really 1, right? So let's look at what we've got in here. We're going to start canceling out. We have 9s that can divide themselves, right? Or cancel themselves out. So 9 divided by 9 is 1. Or it cancels it out because there's a multiplication. These 2 will become 1, these 2 will become 1, and these 2 will become 1, right? Well, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is still 1. Times 9 times 9 times 9, right? Well, what is my answer? How many 9s do I really have? How many 9s am I left with? 1, 2, and 3. So my answer is 9 written to the 3rd power. If you've read the instructions, which I did not read out loud, it says write your answer as a power. They're not asking you to solve it. They just want to have it written as a power. Let's look what's going on in here. I have x raised to the 8th power. That means x written how many times? 8 times, right? Multiply themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 x's that multiply themselves. And in the denominator, I have how many x? 3. 1, 2, 3. Can I cancel anything out? Oh, yes, I can. Remember, fraction is a division, right? So x divided by x divided by x, and this x divided by x. How many x am I left with? And it is in the numerator, right? I am left with, well, let me write it underneath it. I am left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x's. So x raised to the 5th power. Now let's see if we notice any pattern in here. 7 and 4. We had 7 x's, 7 9s in here, 4 9s in here. We were left with 3 9s. What do you think happened? Is there any shortcut to that? Yes, there is. When we are dividing, what we're going to do, we're going to actually subtract our exponents. So we have 9 to the 7th power over 9 to the 4th power, really saying your base is 9, and then we subtract 7 and 4, and the answer will be 9 to the 3rd power. Same over there. X to the 8th power over x to the 3rd power. Instead of writing them out and canceling them out, which we still can do, but if you remember, we can do x to the 8th power minus the 3, and the answer will be x to the 5th power. Maybe something that will help, multiplication goes with addition. So when we have powers that are multiplying themselves, really what you should do is add them. And if you have powers that divide themselves, what do? You subtract them. If you see an expression written like this, first read the question, and it says write your answer as a power. So I really don't have to be solving all that much. And this is what I'm talking about. We have 3 raised to the 4th power times 3 raised to the 2nd power divided by 3 raised to the 3rd power. If you do not want to be writing all those 3's out, only thing you should remember is when I'm multiplying, which is my numerator, right? I have 4 3's in here and I have 2 3's over there. So 4 plus 2, right? So I have 3 and 4 over here plus 2 3's over there divided by 3 raised to the 3rd power. 4 plus 2 is 6, so 3 raised to the 6th power divided by 3 raised to the 3rd power. And we just said when we are multiplying, we're adding the exponents. When we are dividing, we're subtracting really the exponents. So what I am looking at is the number 3, that's my base, 6 of them in a numerator. Division goes with subtraction, minus 3. My answer is 3. 6 minus 3 is to the 3rd power, and here is my answer. If you do forget the rules, I would suggest do not be afraid and write it out. So in here I have 4 3's, 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2 3's, 1 and 2 divided by how many 3's? 3. 1, 2, 3, right? And they're all multiplying. What do I do next? These will cancel, these will cancel, those will cancel. And what am I left with? 1, 2, 3 3's, right? So the answer this way will be 3 raised to the 3rd power. Both ways are correct. Pick one that suits you. When you're gonna have big numbers, this one will be more difficult, but until you get used to it, if you wanna do it this way, go ahead. Sounds good?